And why you in analysis? Are you afraid to sleep alone? What else?
Fear of death?
Yeah, it's funny, I have that too. You know, my dog has it. I mean, it's very common to living creatures.
And there are some rough patches with my girlfriend.
Louise's impact on Virgil is discussed here by Dr. Julius Epstein, a one-time prison psychiatrist who recalls Virgil.
Well, Louise meant a great deal to Virgil, from a psychiatric point of view. His love for her was the healthiest thing in his life. It was genuine and clean, not like some patients I know.
And I guess I had a good relationship with my parents. They very rarely, I think they hit me once, actually, my whole childhood. They started beating me on the 23rd of December, 1942, and stopped beating me in the late spring of 44.
He saw reality too clearly. Faulty denial mechanism. Failed to block out the terrible truths of existence. In the end, his inability to push away the awful facts of being in the world rendered his life meaningless. Or as one great Hollywood producer said, too much reality is not what the people want.
Well, I think the conflict in this personality disorder started from his formative years. I think that gave evidence in his choice of the cello, for instance, studying the cello at the age of 6, which is just coming out of the formative years, but the conflict is there within the choice, because it's generally assumed that the cello is a phallic symbol, I mean, with the grasp, but the lower structural forms are certainly feminine, if anything, motherly.
Sheldon, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I was just discussing your problem with these nice people.
Where are you?
Do I know? Look, Sheldon, I've had plenty of time to think about it. Don't get married.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I should straighten my life out, huh? I mean, Donnie, my analyst, is always telling me.
Oh, your analyst, Donnie?
Yeah, I call him Donnie.
Donnie? You're an analyst?
Yes.
I call mine Dr. Chomsky.
Oh,
You know?
well.
Yeah, either that or he hits me with the ruler.
In fact, the utilization of the bow, I would imagine, is the sublimation of stroking a torso. So between the grasping of the phallic and the stroking of the torso would create, I would imagine, great conflict, even at the age of 6.
That day in Brooklyn was the last day I remember really having a good time.
We never have any laughs anymore is the problem.
I've been moody and dissatisfied.
How often do you sleep together?
Do you have sex often?
Hardly ever, maybe 3 times a week.
Constantly. I'd say 3 times a week.
The doctor had better sex examining her than I've had in 6 months. She has this wayward appeal. Men go instantly crazy for her. What do? I'm trapped in a situation here. What do I do? Say something.
Our time is up. Suppose we continue at our next meeting.
Like the other night, Albie wanted to have
She would not
sex.
sleep with me the other night, you know? It's just...
And I don't know, I mean, 6 months ago, I would have done it. I would have done it just to please
incredible.
her.
I tried everything, you know? I put on soft music and my red light bulb and...
But the thing is, I mean, since our discussions here, I feel I have a right to my own feelings.
Look, I cannot get into this discussion about Erna with you. I'm getting a hostility ache and a migraine headache now, and I haven't seen my analyst in 200 years, and he was a strict Freudian, and if I'd been going all this time, I'd probably almost be cured by now.
I think you would have been happy because I really asserted myself.
The incredible thing about it is I'm paying for her analysis, and she's making progress, and I'm getting screwed.
I don't know, though. I mean, I feel so guilty because Albie is paying for it. So, you know, so I do feel guilty if I don't go to bed with him. But if I do go to bed with him, it's like I'm going against my own
She's making
feelings.
progress, and I'm not making
I don't
any
know.
progress.
I can't win.
Then her progress is killing my progress.
Sometimes I think I should just live with a woman.
Continue, Mr. Farber. Well, you lost your threat. You were talking about quitting your job.
Oh, right. You know, well, I've discussed it with my wife. While she seems on the surface to be supportive, I know she'd rather I stay on. She idolizes Gordon. I mean, all the time. That's all she does is spend time with him anyway.
Listen, could you excuse me just one more second, Mr. Farber?
Again?
Just continue. I can hear you from the hallway loudly.
I feel for you. I do. I'm going to cry. You want my husband to have a child with you?
Yeah, don't answer now. Just, you know, take it home and think about it for a while.
I gave blood before, and clothing to the poor.
Okay, Norman, listen, I really want to talk about this at home. I think it's a matter for your analyst and mine.
And maybe my lawyer.
You know, since the beginning of time, people have been, you know, frightened and unhappy, and they're scared of death, and they're scared of getting old. And there's always been priests around and shamans and now shrinks to tell them, look, I know you're frightened, but I can help you. Of course, it is going to cost you a few bucks.
Sandy Bates suffered a depression common to many artists in middle age. In my latest paper for the Psychoanalytic Journal, I have named it Ozymandias melancholia.